Hello, filmmakers. This is Wayne Carnegie again. As promised, I'm going to show off a modeling demonstration again of one of your to aid you in your still life modeling assignment. So again, start Maya, create new. First thing we like to do when we start a project, what do we say we do? We go to File, Set the Project. Where does this project live? Well, it lives on my portable hard drive, and I'm just going to copy the link here, Control C. Then I'm going to paste the link here, Control V, and set the project. Now, when I go to File and Save, I should open up here where it says Wine Glass UV Basics. So I'm practically picking up where we left off on Monday. Now, I have downloaded a couple of images from Slate, and I've been looking through a couple of them, and I must say you guys have a good amount of simple, doable within the time frame reference images. There's a couple people who I thought their idea was pretty good, but I think it was the image was too complex for them to finish within the time frame. That's my thought, and I put a note and so forth. So this, for example, is very good. It's very doable. Okay. This is very doable. This is very doable also. This has some complexity in there, but it's very doable also. This is very doable. All this is going to be like a curve from here, you bring it in with the image plane and you just curve it down. Then you do a loft, and then you just close at the bottom, tweak the shapes here, and you got the shape. That's how that one goes. The dice could be a little bit more complex because it have this, but you could always make like a square dice, kind of like what we did in class. The playing card has some thickness to it, but it's doable. This is also doable. This is all like a sphere for his head. Then you just extrude out the arm and match as you go. This is a simple sphere. The cup is complex, but it's easy to do. You can just draw like a curve, give it some thickness, give the angle, and so forth. This sphere is complex, but you can simplify it by just getting the shape of it, not the extravagant designs, and it should be good. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 pieces. Or if this is too complex for you, you can stick with this all 1, 2, 3 pieces. Okay. So the benefit of you sending those images, not a lot. I think majority of people send images, but the one I'm kind of worried about is the ones who didn't send anything at all. And I must tell you right now, when it comes to the actual assignment that is graded, if you don't submit anything, it's a big 0. Okay, here's another one here. Pretty cool. Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward here. This is pretty simple also. This is really easy. And that's it. So I've gotten them and I brought them into my source images folder. See my project source images, they're all here. Now I'm going to go to Maya. I'm not going to model like people's entire picture, but I'm going to model a few things and whatnot. First thing we're going to do, we're going to go create free image plane. I'm going to select the image plane just by selecting like this. Press W on the keyboard, move it up, and I'm going to press Control A, and then go over your right hand side here, click on this here. Now I could go through these and pick a art reference and start modeling. I actually like this one here, so I'm going to give it a shot. Great. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to hit the space bar, and I'm going to hit the space bar where it said front Z, and I'm just going to move this down a little bit like so. I'm also going to press F to frame, and I'm going to move this where it's like center of the grid, kind of like this. I think this is good. So the first thing I'm going to be tackling is the bottle. Now, I don't want this image plane get in my way whenever I'm texturing, whenever I'm modeling something. I'm going to hit the space bar. You could choose to move this back in Z a little bit too, like so. So you see that? Move tool, move it back. Okay. Hit the space bar and hit the space bar to the front. And then you could select, while it's selected, how do I know it's selected? Because you see this green box around it. That's how I know it's selected. Then I could go over here and I hit this button, this one. It creates a layer for it. All I can do is just double click on the layer and just call this refs. Okay. Now I could click on the R here, and now if I try to select it, I can't make a selection. Great. The very next move I want to do, is I'm going to go to curve. I'm going to go to create curve tool, CV curve tool. Then I'm going to click here, click here, click here, click here, click here, click here, click. I'm left clicking, by the way. Zoom out. I'm going to click here. It's the simplest click in there. Click here. Click here. No, I want to click here. And I'm going to assume I'm not seeing the end of the bottle, so I'm just going to click here. And then I'm going to just press X on it. I'm going to click here and leave it there. Because I'm just imagining the end of the bottle there. So you could do the same thing. You could press enter once you're done creating the curve, you press enter. Now, if you want to go in there and kind of finesse things out a little bit, obviously you can select the curve, right click on hold it, go to control vertex. Now you can select these and just kind of move them out a little bit, kind of, smooth them out to your liking. See this one here? Move it down, make some last minute tweak. Now, once you're happy with the curve, right click on the curve, go to object mode. Select the curve, then make sure you're in the modeling module. You go to surfaces, revolve, option box. The next thing I want you to do is go edit, reset. Then I want you to change this to polygons, quads, count, leave this default. Hit apply. Press close. Now I'm going to press spacebar and click here. As you notice, this is black. It's because the normals are reversed. So I need to go to mesh display and reverse normals. Once I did that, immediately you see what I have here. Okay? If you look on the bottle, you notice that there's like a double ridge here on mine. I don't need to have that there. So I'm going to right click, go to edges, double click on the edge, and I'm going to delete the edge. So I'm going to go to my custom shelf here. I'm going to go to edit mesh, and I'm going to delete edge vertex. And while you're in the custom shelf, if you hold on Control Shift left click, you can notice that it's been added to my custom shelf, right? Meaning if I have to go back every time, I'll know where to get it just by clicking on here because it's on my custom shelf. Go ahead and delete that curve. See? So now that when we go to right click and go to edge, double click on this edge, press W to get the move tool. Now I can move this up and make sure it's good. Okay. All right, very good. So this is pretty much almost done. But you notice that our bottle have some kind of like a paper label at the top right here. So, well, also we notice that our bottle also needs to have some kind of thickness. Okay. So before I do that, I like to go to edit mesh tools here, mesh tools, and go insert edge loop. Then you could put one edge loop here, just left click and drag, let it go. Put one here, left click and drag, put that there. That way, if you click the selection tool, right click, go to object mode, press 3 on the keyboard, you notice this is what I got in terms of bottle. I think that's a very good bottle. But we're not out of the wood yet, so I'm going to select the bottle and press 1 to go back into. So you have 2 modes you could go into. 1, give you low poly mode. 3, give you 3 on the keyboard, give you the smooth mode. 4, give you wireframe. 5, give you shaded mode, and so forth. Press 1 to go back into the modeling mode because we're not done modeling this yet. We need some thickness. So by selecting the geometry, I'm going to go to edit mesh, extrude, and no, actually, hold on. Okay, select the geometry, edit mesh, extrude option, no, extrude here. Click on the gizmo, or actually, let me just undo that. I'm gonna go edit mesh and extrude. I don't think we need to. If you press plus on the keyboard, it makes your cursor bigger or smaller. If you press minus, it makes it smaller. If you click on here, you notice that's not working. If you click here, you know it's not working. If you tap here and go like this, that's not working. So I'm going to click on this little gizmo, tap any one of these, And then I'm going to scale this kind of like so. I'm going to move this down like so. And I'm going to tap here and I'm going to scale this kind of like so. Now I'm going to turn off my grid for a second. And now it's not perfect, but it's getting somewhere. Now I'm going to come out of extrude mode. I'm going to right click, go to object mode. And I'm going to fix this little part here. I'm going to right click, go to edges, double click on the edge, press R on the keyboard to get the scale tool, and just scale it in so the black goes away. Okay. I'm also going to go in here and fix these ones also, just by scaling it out so the black goes away. You see that? At the very top, I'm going to select this mesh, and I feel like if I select this mesh, press W, move it up, see that? Press R, I could get a nice little lid. See that? Very good. Okay. Okay, pretty cool. Now, the next move I'm going to do, I'm going to right click, go to edges. I could go back to mesh tools, insert edge loop, and I would like to put an edge loop here. You're going to see why I do this. I want to put one here, click here. Then I'm going to press number 3 on the keyboard, and you see that it has a beautiful top lid there. Pretty cool, right? Very good. I'm going to press number 4 on the keyboard, and I'm going to try to see if I could doctor up inside. Press 5 again. So you have to go between views to see if everything is looking good. And you can just double click and click on the yellow one. Just scale them in so it's not touching. Great. So everything is good now. Now you could save your scene. I'm going to call mine still life modeling and save. Now I need to have this lid here. Do you think I'm going to model it from scratch? The answer is no. So just by selecting the model, right click and go to face, select this part. No, not that part. So this part. No. I'm going to select everything that start from here. Shift select. Hold out. Okay. Shift select. Select this. But okay, let me start over. Select this. Right click. Go to faces. Select that face. That face. That face. That face. That face, that face. You have to like hold on shift while you're selecting it, by the way. You see that plus sign? Make sure you get everything. So just continue along. Yeah, maybe when you're modeling, you put on a tune and you just keep selecting. So yeah. Yeah, and you have to be very careful what you're selecting. You don't want to select any of the inside faces. So that's where we're taking our little time and doing the selection. So about here, looking at the model. So with these faces selected, I need to duplicate the face. No, I'm not going to press Control D. I'm going to go to Edit Mesh here, and duplicate. Soon as I press edit mesh and duplicate, now if I could press duplicate here in here, this is the, if I open up this is the, if I could isolate it here, this is what I extracted and duplicated. So all I need to do now is right click. Actually, all I need to do is select this, press W. I need to go to mesh, edit mesh here, and extrude. Hit the gizmo here, tap on this blue, and the scale this out a little bit, and scale this down, kind of like that. And there we go. We give our label some kind of thickness. All right, we could right click, go to object mode. So if you're not too happy with how the edge here is selected, you could always go right click, go to edge, double click on this edge, it goes all the way around. Press W, then you can move it down, move that down, and you can move, double click on this one, move it up, press R, scale it in, and you could go back to mesh tools, insert edge loop, and you could put one here, and one here. No, one at the back here. That way, right click, go to object mode. That way, when you unisolate everything, oh, I think you need to put another insert edge loop at the bottom here. So gonna put one here, and one here. So now, when you right click and go object mode, select the bottle, and press number 3 on the keyboard, you get something like that. Now, if you think this is too thick, you could right click, go to verts, grab the verts like so, press R, and then you can scale this in like so by the middle one. Not the other ones because it's going to give it weird squishy kind of thing. So at least by scaling by this, it scale it evenly. Okay, all right, right click, go to object mode. So now this bottle is done. Housekeeping that you could do, you could go, once you finish modeling the bottle, you could go to edit, delete by type, history. You could select the curve and delete the curve because we don't need it anymore. If you make mistakes, you might want to keep your curve until you're happy and everything good. Okay, so you might want to keep your curve in there. Unlike me, I think mine is good, so I'm going to go ahead and delete my curve. I'm going to select this group here in the outliner. If you don't have the outliner here, you could go Window, Outliner, and you can select this and go Edit, Ungroup. Now you could call this shape, double click on here. You could say glass bottle, and this one, you could call this bottle label. So, and then once you're done, you could select both, press Ctrl G, and call this glass underscore bottle underscore GRP. Okay, so there you go. Bottle is done. Modeling. Okay, cool, right? Following along. Now, I like to move this out of the way, so I create another group, another layer, and call this done and save and unhide. You could go ahead and go File, Save. Now let's move on to another challenge, the cup. Well, hit the space bar, hit space bar for front. Now you could unreference your image because we're gonna move this, press W and move this to so. This is a perfect reference, by the way. If you're getting reference and you want to like use the curve stuff and do stuff revolve, the way how this reference is set up in one kind of perspective is perfect. Okay, so for the cup, it's simple. It's a cylindrical shape. And all you gotta do, as I said, this is the center line of the grid. So I just want like you just move the reference just like center down the middle here. And once I get it there, I'm just gonna click the R so when I'm selecting and modeling, it's not touching the reference material. So next move we're gonna do, I'm gonna go back to create and curve tools, CV curve tool. And I don't have to go all the way to here. I just have to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is easy. And I could go 5. Or I could go 1 and 2. Press enter. So now I could go back in here, right click, go to control vertex, and I could tweak this how I want it. I could even right click on here and go curve point and click here and press enter. Right click, go to vertices. It doesn't happen, so I'm just gonna tweak this like that. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna move that up. I'm gonna take, whoops, move that up. I'm gonna take this one, move it up again. We could fix the shape once we do it. So this is it for the cup. Next move we're gonna do, select the curve, go to services, revolve, option box, and hit apply. And there you go. You can close this. And then you're gonna tap the space bar to come out. Right now, as you can see, the surface is black outside, gray inside. We want to go to mesh display and reverse it. And then we could go in here, click here, and if we're not happy with this, we could go to mesh tools, insert edge loop. We could put one here, like so. Edge loop, just click, left click. Click on the selection button, right click, double click here, press W on the keyboard, and just move it up. And you could also R and scale it in, like so. So it's making that a nice round shape. Okay, good. All right, simple as that. Now that we have this like so, the cup has some kind of thickness. So we need to work on that. All right, so how do we do that? We're gonna go to okay, how do we do this? Okay. We're gonna go back to edit mesh and we're gonna extrude. We're gonna click on this little gizmo here, lightly tap on one of these blue ones, and they'll scale from the middle here. Then I'm gonna move down a little bit like so, scale it down in Y. And as you can see, there's no black except for the bottom, but we could fix that. Right click. I think the bottom, maybe we could move it down. Yeah, I move it down, so it fixed. So I move down the thing while it's still in extrude mode. And then you can just right click, go to object mode, get out of extrude mode, right click. Here's a bit thin. So I'm going to right click, go to edges, double click on this edges, go all the way around, press R and scale it in a little bit, like so. I'm going to take this one and I'm also going to scale it in like so, like that. All right, cool. All right. So you're getting a hang of this loft thing and surface thing and a curve. I'm gonna I'm gonna do another technique because I think I've done this a lot, and so I'm gonna move on to like another technique of how to model things. All right, so the next move we're gonna do here is good. I'm gonna go to mesh tool, insert set loops. I want one here, and I'm clicking one here, and one here, and one here. So when I press the number 3 on the keyboard, I get that. See that? Or I could even press 1 and maybe right click, go to edge, select this edge. You remember we did delete edge vertex, but I'm going to go here, edit mesh, and delete edge vertex from here. I'm going to right click because like looking at this, I noticed that it doesn't have like such of a ridge. It just have like a little simple thing going on there for it. So maybe like that. If we press 3 now, then it kind of look like it, but I could like select right click, go to vertices, hit space bar, go into the front view. Remember when you're selecting from this side, you could press R and select everything at the top and just scale it down in Y. See that? Then you hit spacebar again and go back to this perspective. And then you can look and you can see how your cup is coming along. Now select by the cup, press 1. Now we need to draw the handle on. Okay? So I'm going to hit spacebar. Okay? And the handle, how I'm going to do the handle, I'm going to right click, go to edge, double click on this edge, press W, move this up to so. Okay? And then move this. You see where I have the handle meet here? That's what I'm trying to build. Then I'm going to go to mesh tool, insert edge loop. I'm going to put 1 here. Right? Going to put 1 here. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the bottom. Going to go to edges. Right click, go to edges. Select this one. I'm going to put this one with the move tool underneath here. Going to move this one down here and move this one where this flows. So you see, you have 3 things to connect it. All right. My next move is this. I'm going to go to curve, create curve tool, CB curve tool. I'm going to click here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I know what's going on here. Hold on. The curve tool, make sure it's reset into cubic. So I double click on the tool, make sure it's reset into cubic. And so the curve tool, click here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You could turn on wireframe unshaded here so you can see the wireframe and the geometry flow. Now would be a good time to turn it on just by clicking this. Notice I draw the curve. I'm going to press enter. I'm going to right click and hold and go to vertices. Then I could continue to shape the handle. Shape the handle like that. Okay. Okay, cool. And I think that's good. Now, how do we extrude this thing? How do we extrude this thing? So I'm going to hit the space bar and go in this mode. So here's what we're left with. I'm going to turn on the wireframe unshaded. So here's where I did this thing. So I'm going to right click, go to vertices. Then I want you to select this vertices and pretty much create some kind of rounded. Select that one. Make sure you're not selecting anything inside here, guys. Okay, make sure you're looking around and toggle it. Learn how to toggle around your model. Okay, I'm gonna move this one here. Select this. Move that one here. Whoops. Select that. Move that one out, like so. Yeah. Take the last but not least. Move this one down, like so. Take your time. Make sure you're not selecting anything on the inside. Then we're going to go to the bottom one and we're going to do the same thing for it. Simply just going to move this to here. Simply going to select that, move that to here. If you're going through and you see black, push it out like so. Right? Simple as tweaking your stuff, guys. Come on. You can do this. Click here, move that out. Click here. Move that out. Like so. And click this one here, move this down. Click the top one, move it up. And so we have like an area. All right, I'm gonna right click and go to object mode. Next thing we're gonna do, I think I'm gonna select this first. And I'm going to go to edit mesh. And I'm gonna do an extract. Right click, go to object mode. So now when I select, it's only this part I select. Okay. Next, I'm gonna go up here, right click, go to faces, select these faces, shift select, go inside, make sure inside is not selected, and then I'm gonna do a mesh tool, edit mesh, and extract. Right click, go to object mode. So these pieces are extracted out. I only need one. Delete that. I only need one thing to extrude. So I'm going to select this part, shift select the curve, isolate it a little bit, shift right click, go to faces, select all these faces, shift select the curve. So you're gonna, okay, let me show you. So select this, right click, go to faces, shift select with the plus sign on, shift select here, and then shift select the curve. Then you're gonna go to X mesh and then extrude. If you see it goes like that, don't panic. Just scroll over here to your left hand side. This one say poly extrude face. You want to scroll down where it says division. Click on the division. You can put like 10 in division, like that. All right. You could also click on the thickness. No, not the thickness. Okay. I think you could pick on what else you could pick on? taper. Click on taper, and you could taper it down if you want. I don't think this thing is tapered at all. I don't think this handle is tapered. Okay. So, and I put 10 in division. Maybe division is the one that I wanted 10 in. Who knows? We have to do some tweaking with the handle here, guys. At this point, let's see, smoothness. What else? Okay. Scale. Oh, okay. So I could click on the original mesh. I think this is the original mesh. Is this the original mesh? Press R and scale. No. Oh, this is the original mesh. So I'm gonna move this. I'm just gonna move this out, and I'm gonna just move this out a little bit. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna select this and just delete that piece. It's kind of weird, but it's still okay. If I right click, go to vertices, I could select these parts, shift select these parts, move them out like so, select that part, move it out like so. I could select that part, move that part out and down until we have something sensible here. I think I could roll with this. Look at that. That's fine. Don't, never mind the blackness inside there. Okay. This bottom part, we don't need it. So I'm going to right click, go to faces and shift select the faces here and just delete them. Because guess what? Once we click here and unisolate, all we got to do is I'm going to go modify center pivot. All we got to do here, guys, is connect the dots. How do I attach this back to this? How do I do that? Well, I'm going to select the handle, shift select the cup. Then I'm going to go to mesh, combine. Okay, cool. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to right click, go to edge, double click on this edge, then shift select and double click on that edge. Then I'm going to go mesh, edit mesh, bridge tool, option box, edit, reset, and hit apply. Okay. Okay, let's see. How is that setting up? Maybe in the divisions you could put like 1, kind of like that right in there. Okay, it's not perfect, but we could tweak it later on. All right, so that part is kind of good. I'm gonna right click, go to object mode. You could press number 3 here in this mode, and then you could go back, right click, go to edges, double click on that edge, shift select, double click on that edge, and then you go to the bridge tool again and put divisions 1 and hit apply and close. So now we kind of got like some kind of a handle going on there, but obviously we're gonna have like lots of fixes that we need to do. So I'm gonna try to fix it. So I'm gonna click here, press W, move that in a little bit. I'm gonna click on this part, try to move it inward so it's not penetrating through. And then we could click on, double click on here, maybe move that back. Double click on here, maybe move that back, just to like not make it so bunched up. So I just double click on the edges and move it back. Double click on this edge, move that back. Double click on this edge, move that back. See that? So it's a lot of pushing and pulling that we're going on with, guys. And we're not even done yet. So I'm going to right click, go to object mode, hit space bar, hit here, and I'm going to turn on X-ray mode here. Then I could go in and I could right click, go to edges, double click on the edge, double click on edge, press R and touch scale it. Double click on this edge, scale it, W, move it up, double click on this edge, scale it, W, move tool, move that up, double click on this edge, R, scale, double click on this edge, scale, double click on that edge, scale it, and scale it, and scale it, and last but not least, scale it until it looks like it. W, move it up. You can switch back and forth between scaling and moving. Move W tool, move tool, and I think that's it. Select this one, R. There you go. Right click, W, and there you go. You can turn off the wireframe and shade it just to look at your cup. I think it looks okay. You could choose to you know, put some kind of mesh tool, insert edge loop. You could choose to press 1 and put some edge loop around these, like so, you know, if you want. And like, for example, hit right click, go to object mode, and you can clearly see this piece is going through. So right click, go to vertices. You can clearly see this is going through. So I'm going to select here. I'm going to right click, go to edge, select this edge, W, and just move it down. See that? Okay, guys. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, and that's how you model the cup. Cup is done. So you have cup, and then you have the bottle group. It's done. There you go. Simple as that. So I'm gonna do the orange. So I'm planning to do quite a few of these modeling example with the image that you guys provided. I might not cover all of them, but this, for example, is how I model the cup and the bottle. So please start your modeling ASAP. If you should look at the calendar, you only have this week, next week, and then the 3rd is due sharp. I don't expect no kind of late submission. Any kind of no submission is a 0%. Okay. All right. Okay. So hopefully when I upload this video, you can start watching and start doing. Have a good weekend. Take care. Bye-bye. Turn on your grid. Save your scene.